Hello, hello. Hi,
Hi.
everyone. Welcome to JHC and Friends. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for joining us today. I'm really excited to introduce you to Alyssa. We've bumped into each other at several community events, and I want her to talk about her story of why she is with JA Junior Achievement and also why she chose to stay in Tallahassee. That's part of why I brought her on today because I really wanted to highlight. Obviously, if any of you who have watched past shows, Alyssa has been a huge fan and been commenting on a lot of my interviews, which I really appreciate. And also she's just been super supportive, and I think she's really a great person to have in our community that champions young people and the future of Tallahassee, and just being very supportive of the Tallahassee entrepreneurial community. Thanks for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you, Julia. That was such a kind intro. So glad to be here.
Yes, and then I we talked earlier. I do have some weird technical issues with my Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. So if you notice that I'm a little bit having issues with that, that's part of the reason why. And my trackpad is not cooperating. So once in a while, I will hopefully have a smooth um, transition with sharing some visuals. And Destiny, of course, I've mentioned before, is helping me run the show behind the scenes. Shout out to Destiny. And yeah, so Alyssa, please tell me a little bit about your background and what brought you to Tallahassee and why you're choosing to stay in Tallahassee. Because I know JA has a Jacksonville office as well.
Yeah, so I came to Tallahassee about hmm, maybe 12 up here in Tallahassee. I came from a small beach town and went to my last 2 years of high school at Lon Childs High School. And then went to
Oh,
TCC. Yeah, yeah. And then I went to TCC and then FSU. And I'm just one of those FSU graduates that just never left. It just stayed here. So that's kind of why I'm here. And then the joy of working remotely, like I was really fortunate to find a company like Junior Achievement that allows me to work remotely. Like I didn't have to pack my bag and move to Jacksonville. So and I stayed
oh,
here.
so you wanted to stay? Because I know sometimes kids just want to leave. Like I'm out of here. I'm out of Tallahassee. And even for those who go to FSU, their next goal is to be somewhere other than Tallahassee. So
Well,
I
that's
didn't know
what we
you had.
all say.
Yeah. Oh, you too?
Yeah, when I graduated, I was like, I'm gonna go with all my friends to Cali, Colorado, like New York City. But when you actually look like at how expensive it is to like live there, and I'm like, no, I just don't want to do it. And I love the community here. Hence that's how I met you through all the networking events that we've been to, and just I really like it here. So
No,
I'm stuck
yeah.
here.
I think you're smart. Being
Oh,
I believe you're a millennial. Being the millennial that you are, it's
yeah,
just a
opposite
good,
of the bunch.
which is well, really. I mean, it's very wise to be looking at cost. I mean, a lot of I could speak for myself and my generation. I think we're not super wise in certain things that we decided to take in directions and everything. I mean, there's some of us still living over there in California, and I'm like, why are you guys still there?
And you came from California, right?
Yes, and I grew up there, and we visited recently, and I was like, wow, it was truly a blessing in disguise to have relocated to Florida for many reasons. But yeah, no, I do love and miss my friends and family out there. It's just I don't know how anyone could survive anymore at this point to work for a living there and have like a life and
Yeah.
be there, be present for your family. So anyhow, but yeah, you chose to live here, and I'm sure you're making some good chunk of change by saving. And I don't know, do you have your own place? Are you staying with your family? I think you have some roots here, right? Don't you have some relatives here?
Yes, my family actually lives here.
Okay.
I actually lived with them all throughout college to save even more money.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah, one of my goals was like I want to graduate with no debt because so older friends go on that path and it's hard, and I graduated in 2019, so that was right before everything happened with the world. And now I live with my partner, and we just bought a house here in Tallahassee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, we're trying to make the right financial moves. We'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah. I mean, the fact that you already saved that much, like from having to spend so much as a student and even as a young professional, there's a lot of people who relocate or try to relocate to like places like New York. And I'm like, okay, if you want to go there, right? Yeah, okay. But yeah, okay. You have a bachelor's in social entrepreneurship from Jim Moran College of Entrepreneurship at FSU. Really great program. It's considered the top in the country, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was a awesome experience, and the social entrepreneurship major was definitely a lot smaller. I think now it's a master's program. So I have a bachelor's in it though. So I guess I should call and be like, can I get my master's now? But yeah, it was a great program. We had a very small, like I think it was 20, 19 kids. The commercial program had, I think, about 80. We were the first class to graduate. So we gave them a lot
Wow.
of feedback on, what to do for like the next class. And I studied abroad with a social entrepreneurship major. So I
Wow.
learned a lot of things. And I learned a lot about like design thinking and just speaking to people in a humane way. And I really enjoyed it. And I still use like the skills I use in that program in my nonprofit job. Like I'm not an entrepreneur by any means, but I learned a lot of things in that major that helped me
I've
today.
seen you use the title entrepreneurship too. And I
Yes,
like that
yeah.
you're very aware of that. Some people don't even know what that is. So tell me a little bit why you use it.
So I use it because whatever organization I worked with, I started in the nonprofit space. I started INE. My internship with Felina Martin was the ED at the time.
Oh
Yeah, and she really helped open my eyes to like a lot of things of like you need to take risk and be innovative to keep ahead, right? And I took that with every single job I ever got with any of my leadership. And that's kind of what entrepreneur is. Like when you're hired into a company, like you always want to seek change and make change in an innovative way and take those risks and just make it happen. So that's kind of why I took that role. So I'm not an entrepreneur yet.
yeah. I'm sure you have an entrepreneurial spirit. Because I've seen you
Yeah.
at a lot of these events that's all about entrepreneurship and you have curiosity, I think, to learn about all about it. And so what brought you to JA? Like what made you want to go that direction? And also like what do you do there? I've heard of a lot of great things about the events that y'all do, including Shark Bowl. What are the plans in the near future?
Yeah. So I got introduced to junior achievement when I was in college. So I wanted to get more involved in our community, specifically our schools. Because when you graduate high school, like, you don't know, like, oh, the only way to be successful is to go to college and get a bachelor's or get your master's or whatever it may be. But like, there's so much beauty in creating a business, as you know. And I kind of wanted to inspire that. So I literally Googled like uh, how to get involved in schools or like how to teach entrepreneurship to kids, and junior achievement was the first thing I saw.
Oh,
So I started as a
wow.
volunteer. Yeah, I started as a volunteer teaching entrepreneurship classes at the local high school. And that led to those kids pitching in the Shark Bowl competition. When COVID hit, the pandemic and everything, they were hiring for a program manager. So I applied, and that's where I am. And then I got involved with the North Florida office because we used to have a local office here in Tallahassee, but now we've merged into one big one.
Wow. And it's been around, you mentioned earlier, it's been around for a long time. How, like you said, over 100 years? Is that
Oh,
right?
nationally, yes, nationally, yes. Not Junior Achievement North Florida. I should know how long Junior Achievement North Florida has existed, but nationally together with all 104 local area offices throughout the United States, it's been 104 years.
Wow. That's fascinating. Like, how do you expand? That's just okay. So that is a great model for nonprofits. I mean, do you kind of know a little bit about the story of like how it all got started? And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think now I'm like, I should go to our website and check it out. I think it's the president in the day. Let me see. Let me see. I don't want to make it up.
Oh yeah, no worries. And it's like
Yeah.
you've got all kinds of different programs that it like what are the ages typically? And you can mention locally like what y'all do. You know, the programs. It looks like there's this material here that my team pulled up. Yeah, tell me a
Yeah.
little bit more.
So JA programs are for K through 12, kindergarten all the way till 12th grade. And we offer programs in all those areas. In Jacksonville, we do a lot of what we call like JA days. So we do like, we get a whole company into one school and they teach classes all day. And then we
Oh,
have like JA Community, JA Our Nation, and those all of our programs are focused in financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship, the skills that you technically don't get in the classroom. So we fill that gap and fill that need. And all of our programs are um, they've been third party reviewed. They meet the mandates within the state. So the kids, like if they take our program, they could check off like the writing requirement or whatever, all the other requirements you need to graduate high school. There's so many that I come to learn working with
wow.
JA. Yeah. So that's super cool. And then the two programs that are in your slide deck is JAB Entrepreneurial. That's a huge program that is here in Tallahassee. So we are involved in all Leon County schools. We're involved in Gadsden High School. We were involved in Jefferson High School in the past, hoping to get in with them this next school year. And that's the specific program that's tied to the Shark Bowl. Now it's all about entrepreneurship, building a lean canvas. And then Jay
Cool.
Inspire on the right, that is a whole virtual work readiness platform. So
Wow.
I, yeah, I work with our program manager Jerry out in Jacksonville to help her build out the platform, and we offer that to all of Duval County. Hopefully, we can get that more. We can get Tallahassee more involved on that front. But it's an amazing platform. So, like, imagine just going to an in-person career fair, but all of it being virtual.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how if somebody heard about it, how does it work? Like, do they have to sign up and register through the website? And like is this a paid thing? Like I'm just wondering how it all works and is this like an after school program too?
So most of our programs are offered in school. So we partner with social study teachers, English
Oh,
teachers, because all of our
okay.
programs help those students reach requirements they need in that class.
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
see.
and the J Inspire we use for eighth grade middle school students who have to uh, accomplish like a work readiness. There's a work readiness mandate for eighth graders, and that J Inspire program meets those needs. So we work with them, and then the students take our curriculum, and then like the I guess big finale you could say is they get into the Inspire platform and get to connect with like employers. Like we have Mercedes Benz that's in there, Firehouse Subs, CSX, or Rock and Tank. Like there's so many big corporations are in there.
Oh, wow. Okay, so through school you connect through okay, students are able to connect on the platforms there. Now, how in like with the Shark Bowl event, like these schools that participate, they're all part of that. I guess they're in that network, and then they
Yes.
like do kids sign up through that? Like those programs, do
So
they have to know? Yeah. Go ahead.
we offer it through like we go through like the school administration and the teachers. There's entrepreneurship classes are at some of our local high schools here, and we work with them. So our curriculum is like part of their curriculum.
Okay.
We just add some extra sparkle, I guess you could
Yes.
say. And then the students like can get graded assignments through our program and get involved in that way. And then they complete like a lean canvas specifically in JAB entrepreneurial, and they use that lean canvas to pitch for actually real
Wow.
money to start their business, all that jazz.
Yeah, I heard the last winner this past year is a Lincoln high school student, which I'm super happy about because my kids go there. Go Trojans!
Awesome.
Um, so like that's why I'm like pressing as a parent, like, how do they sign up for this thing? So do they have to, like, I guess they have to find out the teachers that are affiliated with it and then sign up for their class?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. As of right now, I mean, we're definitely working on expanding the reach uh, to more students that want to learn about entrepreneurship, and probably looking into like making it like groups because it's always been independent, like one person per school. But what we found in the last couple of years is that everyone likes to work together, and it's less scarier to be in a group versus being alone on a
Yeah,
stage pitching your
I
idea.
know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
These the Shark Tank shows, like, I don't know how these kids that come on there and they're presenting to these grown adults that are not the nicest.
No, no.
So,
But
so to do that, yeah,
thankfully, all of our judges are awesome and nice and very friendly to the students.
yeah, that's so awesome. Like, I know Anna Melendez was a judge not too long ago. I can't remember when, but she mentioned she did a Shark Bowl at one point, or it could have been the College of Entrepreneurship pitch event, but one of those. But yeah, no, I'm sure. Like, I wonder now if in planning for the future, if somebody wanted to attend this event, is it open to the public to sign up to watch?
But yeah, and anyone can come. Don't have a venue right now, so I can't speak that
It's
into
super early.
existence. Yeah, I don't
Like,
want to say something and then someone looks back and be like, "Well, Alyssa said."
no, I know
Why?
because y'all just had it, and so in
Yeah,
preparation for next year, like being the planner that I am, I would love to, try to claim my ticket because I'm sure y'all were packed. I think this past one, I heard you guys,
yeah.
maxed out.
No, it went really well. Like there was so much family that of the students, the finalists that came, and we had runner-ups present their idea in the back wall. So they put like their ideas on trifold boards on their laptops, so they're able to network with all the local entrepreneurs, just people in the community, supporters of JA, and it was just felt like a nice. It was just a nice atmosphere because I've never like that was my first Shark Bowl where I saw so much family members in the crowd, and that was really awesome to see. And they're like tears in their eyes, cheering on their kids. I was like, oh my God, parents are up too.
Oh, yeah, I would love to because that's the other thing. I got inspired by young engineers and even teampreneur, and obviously with junior achievement. I was like, there's so many bright young people here in Tallahassee. I was thinking if there was a series that's focused on just young people, like taking initiative, building something, designing something, creating something, starting a business. I would love to, talk about why they're starting their business so young, those kinds of things. So if
Yeah,
you connect me to the winner, connect me to some of the presenters, and I'd love to have them on the show. Um,
for
so
sure.
I'm sure this is a lot of work. So if you like, how big is your team? And I'm guessing you also have volunteers helping out, right?
Yes, so volunteers are literally like the powerhouse of why JA exists. Like we would not be able to do or teach programs without our volunteers. Like we have a lot of local entrepreneurs here that do, donate their time out in Jacksonville. So we have a lot of companies that, you know, dedicate their time as well. So yeah, because all of our programs have to be taught by a volunteer, someone in the field
Oh,
to, yeah, to provide the real life experience. Because it's one thing for like me to come in and talk about financial literacy, but like if you have someone that's been doing banking like their entire life and they come in with the structure and the plan, then they can customize as they see fit, right? And then provide like, oh, actually, last week I spoke to somebody about this, and this is how you deal with it. So that's another perk about JA programs is that only
that
real
is so
life
cool.
people that are in the field teach it. Yeah.
I want access. I just want
Yes, Julia, you'd be a perfect volunteer to teach your entrepreneurship program. You could tell them like, okay, so guys, this happened in my business last week.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking as a speaker. I wanted to be a learner. That's what I wanted to be. That's why I was like, as a high schooler, I was like, oh, I wish I had access to this. a long time
Oh,
ago.
you can learn as well when teaching our programs.
No, now I hope I can ask. I've asked my kids even. I was like, you can start learning now. Just like start testing out selling something online. There are teenagers doing this, just
Yes.
doing it on their own from their houses. And I'm like, there's teenagers, playing Twitch, live gaming, and making money. I mean,
Oh,
it's like
oh
easy
my God.
now.
Yes, my boyfriend actually is all into the online gaming space. And it's extraordinary, like how much like money you can make and doing things that you
Right.
love and like they're having a blast. I'm like, this is
Sure. No, it's really true. Like I'm only aware of this because of the podcasts I learned from all these experts and entrepreneurs too. So it's like, wow, so much opportunity. I know that we are running into time soon, and I'm sure your, employer would love for you to get back to focus mode. So I know you guys have some other upcoming events that are happening. Is there ways that we can support you and everything that you guys are doing?
Yeah, so if anyone's interested and like we have a golf tournament on September 18th at the Capital City Country Club. I believe, yeah, 11:30 is the start time. It's a great place to like network with other community leaders. Here in Tallahassee, you get a day off in a way to go play golf, learn about JA, learn about our impact. You can learn about how you can get involved. You'll also be able to meet other people on our team. So we have people in Jacksonville, our leadership team coming in. It's a great
Nice.
way just to figure out like who we are, what we do, and also play golf and have fun. I won't be playing golf. I'll be there to support you though. You can register on our website as well. There's a registration link.
I used to play golf or try when my dad really wanted us to learn, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, I can't do this. I can't. So I'll just play at Top Golf for fun, and that's not
Oh my
playing;
god,
it's just hitting the golf. But yeah, no,
I
I mean, I would love to somehow. Is there a way that people can support the event without having to play golf?
for sure. Yeah. I mean you could always we have a donate button on our website if you like to donate. I'm always I live here in Tallahassee, so if you ever want to like grab a cup of coffee to learn more about JA or hear about our impact here locally and beyond, like I'm more than happy to. My schedule is flexible. But yeah, there's a bunch of goodies on our website and LinkedIn, all the socials.
I love that because maybe it would be cool to meet other folks who are supporting your organization. I would be happy to just be around and just network and meet people and meet your team, just to kind of get more familiar with what y'all are doing. It sounds like you guys talk in the beginning, and then I wasn't sure if you guys like get a chance to cover a little bit more about what Jay is doing.
Yeah, we usually do that at the end.
At the
We
end.
have the reception time.
Oh,
So
reception.
yeah,
Nice.
reception. So like the golfers win a prize, like the teams, and then they get to network and eat, all that jazz. And in the beginning, I guess you could beginning, but everyone's just so eager to go out and golf. So I mean, there's always room for
Yeah,
everyone
I think
with us.
maybe I should just rally a team and then they hit the ball for me and I'll putt. Like that's what I. But I also have fun driving the golf cart. I can drive the golf cart. I don't mind being a caddy, everyone. I can be a caddy and golf cart driver.
Yes, I'll be with you, Julia. I'll be the caddy as well.
We should just go driving golf carts around.
Yes, I'm down.
I'll be a volunteer. Can I help support the event volunteer? Yeah, I'll check my calendar, definitely. For those who want to follow you, we have your social media. Like you're super active on LinkedIn. I feel like you see my show on LinkedIn all the time. So I thank you for all your support and everything you do and just being amazing in our community and taking leadership and spreading the word about what you're doing as well. I don't know if I would have known about JA if you weren't out and about at some of the events that we've been putting together. Serious, like that's
Oh,
yeah. Well, and then I heard about Shark Bowl at some point. I was like, oh, JA's doing it. Oh my gosh, now it all makes sense.
oh, well, that's good to know because your networking could be so what's the word? Draining, I guess. sometimes, like when you're talking, you're like, I just hope I made a meaningful connection with somebody. And I'm glad that I met you as well. Like you know
Yeah.
who you meet at these awesome networking events that Tallahassee has.
Exactly. I feel like networking is so valuable. It's one of those long-term strategic forms of outreach and just connecting with people. And I feel like it has made the most impact for me in the last 10 years. It took me a while to get to know, the
Oh yeah.
community, but I've fallen in love with the community, the business community, and people, just nonprofit world here in town is Tallahassee truly has a huge heart. And knowing that you're originally from here, I didn't even know you lived here before FSU. Like I just kept thinking that you came here for FSU and stayed. Oh my
That's
God.
I feel like any younger person you see, you assume that they're in college still or just after college. But yeah, I've been here for a minute.
Oh, and I think we didn't share this part, but yeah, if for anyone else who wants to get a hold of Alyssa, obviously she's on LinkedIn. She's been generous to give us her contact info for anyone who wants to support junior achievement in Florida. Reach out to her. Now you know who to contact. And if there's anything else you want to say, and then we'll go ahead and hop on backstage.
Yeah, I think, if anyone wants to get involved with students in any capacity, want to teach them lessons that you wish you taught your younger self, JA is here. Like we always need volunteers to keep our programs, at the local high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools.
So cool. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for being on the show. I'll go ahead and see you on the other side.